All right, so my name is Kate with Scott Leroy Marketing. Today we're going to be going over customizing your KW website. Now we are going to go over a few items specifically. If you guys have any questions throughout the class, go ahead and drop those in the chat. If you see me skip over them, we are going to have some time at the end of class for any questions you guys might have or anything you might have missed. So we will definitely come back to those, but definitely drop those in the chat as we are going. Um, Without further ado, though, let's go ahead and jump into command. So we want to start in command for today's class. Now, before we jump into the websites section, a couple of things to just make sure are in order before you jump into that are going to be in your marketing profile. So to access your marketing profile, you're going to click the drop down next to your name in the top right-hand corner of your command screen. From there, you're going to click settings. A lot of people want to go to my profile. This profile specifically does not feed over to your website, so it does not communicate with your website. So if you're updating your photo or your bio on this profile and wondering why it's not updating on your website, it is because this one does not connect to that. So for the marketing profile, we want to go to settings. Now, once we are in the settings section of command, we want to navigate to connect settings in the left-hand menu. And from there, we want to go into the marketing profile. Now, once we're in this marketing profile, a couple of things, you just want to make sure it is turned on. You have a green light. That is going to allow the information in this profile to funnel over to your KW website, your consumer app, and all of that good stuff. You want to make sure anything with a red asterisk is completed and that you have information there. Now, that's not to say that the information that does not have a red asterisk is not important and you don't want to fill it out. If you have a team logo, if you have your license number, if you have down here social media links for your public-facing social platforms, definitely get those added because all of this information does feed over to your KW website. You can even add your Google Analytics. If you have any specific compliance that needs to be added, whether that be text, links, or images, those can be added here and will appear on your website down in the footer. Let me go to, there we go. Those will appear down here in this footer on your website, this section here. So make sure you get all that plugged in. Market Center info, again, your bio right here. We won't go through this fully, but make sure everything is updated because this information plugs into your KW website, okay? Now we're going to navigate back to the home screen of command. And from here, we want to go over to the websites section. So if you're not familiar with these icons on the left-hand side, you want to go to the very last one. If you hover over it, it's going to say websites. You can also hit this red and white KW to expand that bar, and that will allow you to view all of those names, okay? So you can see the full menu of all of those. And go ahead and click on websites. Now, once you're here, you can close this menu bar by hitting that red and white KW again. Now, this main page that comes up, this is going to allow you to view your website URL that you can plug into the browser. It's going to allow you to come in and click Edit Agent Website. Now, this section here, we're not going to go into this fully. This is for our beginner class website setup. However, coming here, you can edit some very basic surface level edits for your homepage. So just keep that in mind. You can also add blogs and change the design of your website. So the color theme, things like that. For today's class, we're going to focus primarily in the expert mode. Before I click expert mode though, which is up here in the right-hand corner, we're just going to close out of this for a quick second. And we're going to take a look at this settings. Now, there are a few other things you can come in here and make edits to. I do want to point out this edit my website button is going to take us to the expert mode as well. So whether you click expert mode on that last page or you click edit my website here, both are going to bring you into the website dashboard to make additional changes to your website. Now down here, you can edit your domain for your website. So if you are looking to change that, you can edit that here. You can also find your app URL. So for your branded consumer app. Now that branded consumer app link cannot be customized or changed, but this does allow you to go ahead and copy it so that you can share it. If you are on a team, you will have team referral links for your website, your app, and a team member app link. Those links just allow you to be linked to the team, show team branding and information, but keep you as the agent for anyone using those. Again, only available if you're on a team. You have some preferences here. You can disable or enable the Keller Home Loans and Keller Covered on your KW app and your KW site. So you can come here and turn those on or off. You can also decide if you want to display neighborhoods on your website. Now you may be asking what those look like. If we come over here and take a look at this example, these blue lines, these are outlining different neighborhoods. So if you don't want those to be visible on your site, you can come here, turn those off, and have them removed. Now, if we keep going down, you have the last thing here, which is some forced registration. This is going to allow you to say if you want people to have to register in order to search properties on your site. So you can either leave that as unrestricted so they can view as many properties as they want to. You can also set it to 10, 2, or 0. So this would prompt someone searching your site and looking at a home. It would prompt them to log in and create an account. Okay. Quick question. The question in the chat, how do you get to your website? It is accessed through command. So we're in command and we are under this website's applet. Okay. All right, guys. So now once we're done with all of these, we're going to head into that expert mode. So if we hit edit my agent site or edit my site or that expert mode button, we're going to be brought into what they're calling the dashboard, the website dashboard. So it looks like this here. Oops, right here. Now from here, you can take a look at your website URL. You can view some quick start items, which is primarily where we're going to be taking a look at today. You can come down and see your default pages. If you're interested in learning about those default pages, definitely check out our website setup class. If you come down a little bit further, you have some default modules. So that's going to be like a contact form, a testimonial form. Some of these you'll see are already within your website, and some are ones that we've created on our own. Now below that, we have some custom pages. So you can create your own custom pages. And if we come way down, we have some custom modules. We're going to take a look at creating both a custom page and how we create a module to put on that custom page. Basically, the custom page is the page itself or the landing page, and the module is going to be the information plugged into that custom page or landing page, okay? So this is kind of the content itself. Now, if we come all the way to the bottom, we also have some custom landing pages. Now, lots of questions on the difference between a landing page and a custom page. A landing page is a standalone website, meaning it is a website all on its own. It is not linked or accessed through your website. So if we were on our website here, this would not be, a landing page would not be available on this website itself. Now, if we are creating custom pages are going to automatically be added to your KW site. And generally, most of those custom pages can be accessed under this More tab. So you'll kind of see we have quite a few. We're not going to be adding to this today. We'll kind of not publish any. But this is where those custom pages will be added. So that is the main difference between those landing pages and custom pages. One is a standalone site all on its own, and the other is directly added to your KW website. Okay. All right, we're going to keep moving along then. So again, for today's class, we're going to primarily be hanging out in this quick start box. So these items here are kind of what we're going to mostly take a look at. The first one that we want to jump into and take a look at is going to be this template here that says why work with KW. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click on that template, and it's going to open a new page for me here. So at the top, I see that I am on a new custom page. It's a template. The template just means it's a KW template. So they've already created and done a lot of the work for these custom pages. So So in that sense, most of these templates, you can come in, create them really quick and go ahead and publish. You don't need to add text. You don't need to add images. You can, of course, but most of these templates are going to be already created for you. So very minimal work on your end if you want to add them to your site. Okay, so we have what that template is, why work with Keller Williams. Now down below, you're going to see we have our page title, okay? Why Keller Williams. That is also our internal name. So that is appearing right here on the center of the screen. So we could change this if you wanted to put why Keller Williams, whatever office you're with, you could put that, or why work with an agent at KW, whatever you want. Again, you can customize this, but it is already created for you, so you don't have to. Now you're also going to have the description here. You can add that or not. If we go ahead and add one, it should update on this preview over here. You'll see my eyeball is kind of spinning and it's adding that change. Now that actually removed it. So we're going to delete that. Usually it should add an additional text field. For whatever reason, it did not. That's okay. There we go. Now we have our page header. So that is this header up here. Now we can hide that title and remove it if we want to by toggling this button on or off. We can add an image if we want to. So if we wanted to add a photo behind that, we certainly can. If we click upload file, we can then choose a file. If there's one on our computer we want to grab, let's go ahead and grab this one here. Now I can go ahead and add that, just hit upload. Now if we give it a second, again, our little eyeball is spinning here. Once it's done, my change that I made will plug in. So as you can see, I now have a photo behind it. If we come down, we also have our page contents. So that's going to be this other information here, okay? So if we expand that, you'll see we have the why work with a Keller Williams agent. It's simple. That's our little title right here. So you can certainly change that if you want to. And then if we come down, we have the text, the body text here. So if you don't like all these extra spaces, you can certainly come in and remove a few of them. Again, this is yours. You can customize it, but again, KW has done a lot of the work for you, so you could just come and publish this page. Now, if you wanted to add some images or things like that to this text, you certainly can. I'm going to go ahead and hit add image just to show you how that's kind of done here. We're going to do upload file, choose a file. And let's see, I think I have this one. There we go. We're going to go ahead and add that. And that's going to add that to the text here. Now, once I have that photo, I can kind of resize that a little bit. Sometimes you may need to adjust the sizing of it. I'm going to do, let's do this one here so it's not super big. And then we're going to go ahead and save and close. It's going to add that photo right here. And if we come down, you'll see in just a second, we now have that belief system here. So I could go ahead and delete this text if I wanted to just have the image instead. And then at the bottom, we're going to have that last little sentence. It's just kind of still updating. It looks like it's still removed. There we go. All right, so now we have all of our text edited. We've removed some of those spaces, added a fun little photo just to be more eye-catching. Of course, you can still edit that size and stuff if you want to. Lastly, we have our contact form. So if we go ahead and take a look at that, this is a default form. You cannot customize the text that's pulling in that or add additional fields, but it will add this contact form to the bottom of your site. That way they can plug in their information and reach out to you. Now, if someone is to fill out this form anywhere on your site, you are going to get a notification in your command platform under your little bell saying so-and-so has completed this on your website. You should have a new contact for that person in your command, etc. Okay? Now, if we're done with this, we can go ahead and just come all the way up to the top. We can go ahead and hit that publish button. Once we hit publish, you'll get a green banner over here that says your page was published on so-and-so day. I am not going to publish this today because we already have this on our site, and I don't want to add more duplicates. But once we're done, like I said, most of the work done here for you. You can customize it a little bit if you want, or you can leave it as is and just hit that publish button, okay? Seeing some questions in chat. I will have time at the end, so if I miss your question or skip over it for now, we will come back, okay? Um, Now that we've got this page done, I'm going to go ahead and hit this KW in the top left-hand corner. That's going to take us back to our dashboard whenever we're done. So I didn't save this. It's letting me know my changes may not be saved. I'm okay with that, but make sure you save or publish your page when you're done. Now, the next one we want to take a look at, you guys, is going to be the mortgage calculator. So again, another template provided by KW. So it's going to be minimal work for us. We're going to go ahead and click on that template HTML mortgage calculator. And it's going to open a new page. Again, the title of that is at the top. We can make sure we're in the correct place. Now, once I'm on this page, it looks a little different, but everything is already plugged into this page for me. So again, I could come in here, do this, hit publish, and be done. I don't have to make any changes or do anything at all for these. I can change the title if I want to. I can mess with the header if I want to. You can always do that. You can always add a photo or whatever you'd like. I'm going to leave it as none. Once we come down to the page contents, I can click that drop down. See if I add that header, it looks a little wonky to me. There's not much you can edit here, okay? This is one of those modules. You're just going to go ahead and add it to this. It's already done. This will already work when it's added to your site. And then lastly, you have that contact form. So you'll see at the bottom, that is added. Anyone has any questions, they can reach out to you. Now, if you wanted to add more modules, you can. We're not going to do that for this specific page, but on a couple others, we will take a look at adding some additional modules. Again, done with this one. This is way more simple than the last one because there's really not much to add here. If you wanted to remove your contact form or something, you could hit that minus sign. That will take it off of your page. So if you did want to remove that for any reason, you certainly can. But I'm going to go ahead and leave it there. Okay. So done with this one. Again, way easier than the last one because there's really not much to change here. Once we're done with this one, again, you want to hit that publish. Once you hit publish on these, you guys, it should appear under that More tab within about 30 minutes, okay? So it's not going to be right away usually, but if you give it about 30, 40 minutes, you should be able to find that new page underneath your More dropdown, okay? Again, I'm going to hit the red KW to go back to the dashboard now. And the next one we want to take a look at up here in our quick start is going to be this download my app, okay? So template, download my app. I'm going to go ahead and click on that one now. And again, these quick starts are great because KW has done most of the work. You just have to decide if it's something you want on your site and if you want to make any customization. So we have the page title, download my app. If you wanted to add your page heading, again, this one doesn't have it. So if you wanted to add it, you certainly can. That should add a header up here at the top. Again, optional for you guys if that's something you want to do. You can add your background image again as well if that's something that interests you. Down here, we then have our page contents, okay? So we click that little drop down, you're going to see there's not much to change here. In fact, there's nothing in that one. So this is just a download my app page. Now, I do like to point out, it says scan the QR code to download my app. That QR code will not generate on your preview. Even if you hit the open the preview in another window, you're still not going to see that QR code until that page is physically published and showing on your site. It will then have a QR code here specific to you and your branded app that allows consumers to come here, scan that app, and download your branded app, okay? Now, this page doesn't have a contact form. So let's say that you wanted to add one to this page. We can go ahead and now try this add module. And if we click on that, we can come all the way to the bottom. Now there's a ton of modules created in here, but we're going to come all the way down and we're going to look for this one that says form. Okay. So just FORM, form. We're going to click on that. And that's going to add a new module. Okay. So now I need to plug in what that is pulling. So we're going to click this drop down and we should be able to find our default contact title. This is going to be that contact form. It's a default page specific to you. As soon as that loads, we'll be able to scroll down over here. So now you can see we also have our contact form. So in my opinion, it never hurts to add the contact form to any page you're working on. So if you don't see one and you would like to add it, you can always follow those steps to add that module and it will pull all of those details for you. Now again, this information, photo, email, license, all of that, even your social links, those are going to pull from that marketing profile that we took a look at in the beginning. If anybody missed that and needs to go back, we can do that at the end of class, okay? Once we are done here, our download my app page, we're good with this, we like it, we can go ahead and hit that publish button, okay? Again, that banner is going to say your page was published and you're good to go. I'm going to hit back to my KW. And the next one we want to take a look at, you guys, is going to be this home valuation template, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and click on that one. Give it a second to load here. All right, now another one, again, template by KW. There's not a ton of work to do, but we can change that page title. We can add the page header if we want to. This one doesn't have it, but you certainly can add it. If you come down though, you'll find your page contents. Now that's going to be this section right here that you're seeing with the search bar. It says ready to discover your home's value. Let's find your home to get started. So when a customer is viewing this on your site, they can enter their property address and hit let's go. Now, once they do that, a couple of things might happen. Either the system is going to have enough information to provide them with an estimate, or it's going to say, we don't have enough information. We'll send this over to the agent. They'll be in touch. Either way, you're going to get a notification of that interaction on your site, again, through your notifications bell. And if that contact is not in your phone, you should also have a new contact. But it will let you know, and then you can reach out to them to either confirm that price that they were given as an estimate, provide them with one, or give them a more accurate idea. So that will give you the opportunity to kind of jump in. Now, this one again does not have a contact form. And again, I am a big advocate for having those on every page. So instead, if you wanted to go ahead and add that too, we can hit that add module again. Again, we're going to scroll all the way down and we're going to find form. Now, once we find form, we just want to grab that default. It doesn't matter which one you grab. They're both going to be the same if you have two. It will have the same information and funnel to the same place. And there we go. So this page would also now be done. We've got everything here. Again, if you wanted to add that header, you certainly can. If you wanted to add a photo, you can do that as well. Let's just add, I don't know if I have one of a house. That's just a photo. I do not. Oh, there we go. So again, whatever photo you want to use, you can go ahead and upload. It will add that photo behind that, okay? So that's just optional. If you want to do it, if you don't, these are your websites, so you get to have some flexibility. Now, I haven't found a great way to crop these if your photo it doesn't fit. The reason for that being is that these are easily interchangeable depending on what you're viewing this on. So that photo is going to look different on every different device. So you may want to crop it. It's totally up to you. I'm going to go back to our desktop. I don't remember which one it was on. That's okay. We'll just leave it on medium. Once we're done though, go ahead and hit that publish button. You've got everything on here that you need. Publish and you are good to go. I'm going to head back. Now the next one we create is a little bit more in depth, okay? It's not quite a template. So this one's going to be a little bit more customization. So the next one we're going to take a look at, you guys, is a local school search custom page, okay? So what we want to do is the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to our public school search website. I'll drop this link in the chat for you guys. And I'm not skipping those questions. We will come back to them. I will answer every question you have, so do not worry. Now from that website, this public school review, we're going to come down here and we're going to get started on our school data widget, okay? So down here, the bottom half of this site page, we're going to enter the location we're interested in creating a school search for. Now, not to say if you have someone that's looking in a different area, they can certainly come over here on this map. They can view a list. They can search a different area. So just because you're setting it as your local area does not mean they can't search for another area. So make this based on like kind of where you focus, and then they can always adjust it. So let's just change this. Oops. We're going to go ahead and do Boston today. Pick a random place. And I'm going to hit, I don't even have to hit enter. What I want to do next is come down and edit my size. We have found that 800 by 800 generally works the best with the KW sites. So that's going to readjust this sizing. And then if we come down, we can choose our background color. Now, when they say background color, it really means this kind of border around it. So you'll see it's light blue right now. We can change that if we want to do red or gray, whatever color you'd like. We can also do black. So whatever color interests you that you would like to go ahead and use, you can pick one or whichever one works the best with your site. I'm gonna go ahead and leave it black for today. Now, once we're done with that, we have our location, our sizing, our border color. We can come down here and generate our code. Now, I just want to point out, I'm seeing Boston in this iframe. That means this code's already updated, okay? So if we change this back to Florida or Texas or wherever, your city and state should appear in that iframe, okay? So if you see your city and your state, you are good to go. Now, all I want to do is copy this, okay? So I'm going to copy that entire iframe. And now we want to take this over to our KW site, okay? We want to click on Custom Page. And then we want to start creating this. So I'm going to go ahead and enter our title. So let's just say Boston School Search. Just keep it simple. The internal name is generally the same. That's how you can easily identify that page when you're searching for it in your main list of pages. We can add a description or leave that. If we want to add a header, again, we can add that if we want to grab an image. I'm just going to grab this one just to be quick about it, just to add any photo. So I'm going to go ahead and add that behind there. Probably not the best photo for this specific page, but just to go through that process again with you guys. And then we're going to get into our page contents, okay? So we want to add a module this time. And this time we want to come down and find the HTML embed, okay? So we're going to come all the way down. Again, it's this list of additional modules, and I want to grab this HTML embed, okay? So that's the one I'm going to click on. Now, once I click on that, I still have to create the contents of that module, okay? So what we want to do is hit this drop down, and I'm going to hit create new, okay? So I'm making a brand new piece of content that's going to go in this. So we're going to hit create new. You'll see that my header changes, new HTML embed module, untitled. Let's do Boston Schools. And this is an internal name. This is for me. I'm going to name it 311. So when we're searching for this, I know which one I'm looking for. And then I'm going to paste that iframe right here. Okay. The raw HTML, I'm going to paste that iframe. Okay. As you can see now, my school search is populating on my map or on my preview. Now there's one little trick that we like to do here, and it's the greater than, less than with center in the middle. Okay. So as you can see, greater than symbol, center, less than symbol. That centers that iframe on my page. Okay, so now it is in the center of my page. So that's that little trick right here. I'll drop this in the chat just in case you're not sure. And once we're done with this, I do want to publish this, okay? This is going to allow me to go in and pull that specific module into my page. Okay, so it says, again, publish Tuesday, March 11th, 1:32 p.m. I'm going to go ahead and hit back now, and we're brought back into our custom page. I don't know why it didn't copy all that. Okay. Now I need to pull in that. So we just created the module. Now I need to pull it in. Okay. So I'm going to hit the drop down, and you'll see now I have Boston Schools 311. So that is my new HTML embed that I just created. Okay. So we're going to click that. And once I click that, I'll give my preview a second to catch up. There we go. We have our preview. So if I wanted to, again, add my contact form, I can come all the way down, grab that form, pull that in as well, and that will populate down here as well. Now that's really all for this one. If you wanted to add up top some additional information or other things like that, you certainly can. You can customize this a little bit more. But now we have that school search. If we were to open and preview this, again, same thing. They can still search for any school. They can move around on the map, find a different area. So this map is fully interactive, okay? They can search by just elementary, middle, or high. Again, they have the list of schools as well as a searchable option, okay? So once we're done with this, we can go ahead and hit publish. Since this is a custom page, it would appear on our website again within about 30 minutes, okay? Now I'm not going to publish this one. We're going to go back. And the next one we want to do is a property landing page. So this is going to be for a listing that you may have or something like that. You want a standalone landing page. So I'm going to click on this one right here that says landing page. And from here, we want to click add. And actually, I think I might have clicked the wrong thing. So 1 second. Actually, I did. I went to the wrong page. Bear with me 1 moment. I went to the landing page. We want the property landing page. Okay, so it says property landing page template. Okay, so again, this is a template created. The landing page one is creating a brand new landing page. So here we have the featured listings option. This is where we can search the MLS for the property we're looking for. So I can go ahead and search a property address. I have one right here that we'll go ahead and test out. There we go. So now I have my featured listing. It should start to update this in just a second. There it goes. It's a little slow today. So now it's pulling all of the details for that property from the MLS. So you'll see we have photos, information including description, price, beds, bath, etc. We have the little neighborhood snapshot, and we have a contact form. Okay, so we can come up here and do some additional customization. Let me go ahead and just save a photo really quickly. Let's say I wanted to add a custom image at the top. New image. I'm just going to grab that one we just Saved. All right, now we have our photo. We go back, click it here. That will update that. Give it just a second. It's catching up. That adds it to the top. Okay, so that gives you kind of a header photo. Since there's not an actual header on this one. You have the contents. So we have our property landing details. You click on these. This is going to allow you to just decide what you want displayed and what you don't. Do you want the title to be shown or not? Do you want category, price, address, all of this? You can decide if there's certain things you don't want to show. Maybe you don't want to show the price on here. You can certainly toggle that off. It will remove that from this top box here. So as you can see, our price went away. Okay, now if we close this back up and go on to our next content, we have the property landing, agent information. Okay, and there's nothing here to edit, I don't believe. So it's just an empty space. So that is saying the contact button. Okay, so this will give, if we had our contact information for Scott, it should be pulling that, but it is not because Scott is not licensed. Then we have the carousel of images. So that's going to be these photos here from the MLS that we can kind of flip through and take a look at. There's not much you can change on that. The next one is the property landing map. So that's this map here. Now, if you did not want this on this page, you could remove that. It will take the map off. You can also add it back. Now you can also hide the boundary display line. So this blue line that is showing around the neighbor or around the property. Oops. You can turn that off. It will remove that line. And like I said, anytime the eye is spinning, give it a second. So now our line is gone. And then lastly, we have our contact form. Okay. So again, it's going to pull that default page. That is it for this one. So landing page is done. You get to determine what you want to show or not show. And then you can publish this. Now, again, this is a landing page. It's not going to be displayed on your KW website. However, you could use it and share it on Facebook, any social platform, send it to people, put it on your open house flyer, whatever. It will direct people here to where they can come and check this out. Okay. Again, make sure you hit that publish. I'm not going to save this one. So we're going to go ahead and hit the KW to go back. Now, the next one I want to show you guys is an open house sign-in sheet, okay? So for this one, we're not actually going to create this in your dashboard. We're going to go straight to our KW website. So if I open this URL in a new tab, I'll be redirected to our KW website. Now, let's say that this is the property I want to do an open house for, or that I have an open house coming up. I'm going to go ahead and search this. Now, I like to point out this little section here. There's a little blue dot on this top one. That blue dot indicates that that is the active listing. Okay, so that is active. The rest are not. So if I click on that one, I'm redirected to this website sheet. It's going to have all of the details. It's going to go into history, monthly payments, taxes, the neighborhood, etc. So it has a ton of information on here, okay? Now, if we want to make this an open house sign-in sheet, we're going to click into our search bar here. I'm going to click off of that. I don't want to be highlighted. We're going to do a backslash or forward slash. I can't remember which. And we're going to just type in open house. Okay. So as you can see, I'm just typing that slash open house at the end of this URL. And I'm going to hit enter on my keyboard. And we'll give it just a second. And in just a minute here, our page should look a little bit different. Taking its time today. All right, so now you'll see our URL is different. We can copy this and use this again. Maybe you want to have an open house sign-in sheet at your open house. You can have this pulled up. Here, people can fill out their information and let you know that they're interested, or just, sign in. This does not have all of that same property details, as you can see. It doesn't have all of those extras. This is this is it. This is the only part to this site. So you can't scroll down. It allows you to view the photos, the basic details here, and then fill out your information. Okay. So that is an open house sign-in sheet. That's all you gotta do there. Now, one last page we're going to take a quick look at, and then we'll have time for some questions. So the next one I want to create with you guys is a neighborhood page. Now we're going to go back to this listing here and use this neighborhood for as an example. So I'm going to use this South Grove, east of Maine. We're going to click Go to Neighborhood. You can do this with any property. Any property is going to have a neighborhood that you can take a look at. So as you can see, when I take a look at that, I have a new page. It has some details on that specific neighborhood, listings that are available, schools, etc. Okay. Let's say we want to add this specific neighborhood. We sell a lot in this neighborhood, or we focus a lot in this neighborhood. We want to add a neighborhood page to our site that focuses on this area. So what we want to do is grab this neighborhood. We're going to get the URL here. So I'm going to just copy this. And what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our dashboard. And now we want to create a custom page again. Okay, so that custom page quick start option. Now, once that opens, I'm going to use, actually, I'll come back and grab that URL. So let me close this. I'm going to save this. Actually, that's not it either. This is it. Okay, so let's just do the neighborhood. Let's just put this as our page title. Now that should be our internal name as well. Now we'll have a description if we want to. We can add a page header if we would like. That would add that photo behind it. I'm going to go ahead and do add module this time. So we're going to add the contents to our page now. We're going to scroll all the way to the bottom. Again, focusing on these down here. This time we want to do the iframe embed instead of an HTML. So I'm going to go ahead and click the iframe embed. And now I want to create that page. So I have my iframe embed. I want to create new. Okay, so I'm going to hit that little drop down, and we're going to come all the way to the top and do create new. I'm going to put my internal name. And now we want to grab this URL. So I'm going to copy this, and I want to paste it in that URL spot. Okay. Now, once I do that, it's pulling that whole website, that whole page into my website. So what I need to do now is finish creating this iframe embed. So we're going to hit publish. And we're going to go back. See, it says publish. We're good to go. We got our green light. Now, if I come here, I will be able to find that right here. So as you can see, I did this one last time. So we have South Grove 311 this time. I know it was from today. That will add that website directly onto my site. Now, we get some questions sometimes because it is pulling this entire page onto your website. So you are going to have the double. As you can see, we have the double here and the double here. That can't be removed at this time. When we're pulling the entire website in, there's no way to remove that. So just keep that in mind. But now I have that entire neighborhood page added as a custom page. Now, as always, you can go ahead and add that contact form. My favorite little thing. Come down, grab form. Add that. It will add it below that page. So down here. Anytime. Where it says it's done. Okay, well, it should add that down. There it is. It's all the way at the bottom. So you can add that or not. Totally up to you on that one. Once you're done with this, though, you can go ahead and hit that publish button. And then this will, again, appear on your website under the more within about 30 minutes. So great way to add a custom neighborhood if that is something you focus on. Okay. Now, I am not going to save this. So we're going to go ahead and hit the KW. And then I am going to go through some questions with you guys. So that is everything we want to cover today as far as adding some additional customization to your website. If you have any questions, go ahead and drop those in the chat. Let's go through them. And if you have any questions after class is over today and need additional help, you can always reach out to our email, support@scotlandroadmarketing.com. We're happy to help with whatever you've got going on. I'm going to go ahead and stop record, go through some questions with you guys.